Hello everyone, this is Rebecca from Papeterie de Choix, and welcome to Wildcard Wednesday. Now, Wildcard Wednesday is a new playlist, and it's called a wildcard because it's whatever I decide I want to do, that's kind of what I'm going to do, so it could be anything. And today's project is Journal Bling. So here we have a safety pin with a little bit of fabric, and 3 little bottles of paprika, sesame, and parsley. I doubt that's what's really in it, but you never know. I think I picked that up at a thrift store maybe. At any rate, there's a little bit of jewelry bling. And the safety pins, especially the little ones, I think would work really well for the spine of a journal, to put it through the spine near the top and let that hang down the spine. I think that would be really pretty. And I made this one with a little piece of ribbon and just a couple of deconstructed jewelry. That's really the only thing I know to call it, because I don't remember exactly what it was. I have a ton of deconstructed jewelry, and I have a ton of jewelry that's not been deconstructed. This is probably one of my favorites out of the 4 that I did. It and the herbs. I really love that green and gold. So this is a key that I wrapped some fabric around, glued it. I had to leave the bulldog clips on these for few hours, like 3 or 4 hours, for it to really do the job it needed to do. But I really like how those look. And then this key is got a brad in it, a piece of cloth. It's actually from the same piece of fabric as that, and actually this one is too. It's just a different section. But I took these off of a shirt that I deconstructed, a camisole top thing. And so just put those in, used my little bitty hole punch to punch these little bitty holes, and just create some journal bling. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let me get my things together and we'll get started. Okay, I've pre-prepared a few pieces here. I glued this together earlier in the afternoon so that it would be set. I just used my fabric glue and a bulldog clip, and I clipped a couple little holes in this here. And what I want to use is a couple of, I have some brown bulb pins, and I just want to use those in this. Now this was a pair of earrings, and I just used these jewelry pliers to round the little fish hooks so that they just became like little circles. And this is super simple, as long as you've got some old costume jewelry. Stuff like that can usually be picked up at the thrift stores pretty cheap, just costume jewelry. And I think on the front of a journal this would look really good, or even on the inside of a page. Obviously the safety pins, you have to have a piece of fabric probably to pin them to, so a fabric journal would almost be a necessity, not entirely, but almost. Now the next one I think I'll do is this one. And like I say, on this thin fabric, these little, well, that's not far enough. Let me go up a little further up here. Yeah, that's a lot better. This little hole punch will go right through, not the key, but the fabric pretty good. So on this one, I'm going to use, I should have some, the bronze ones. I know I don't have many of those left. There's one. Hopefully I can find another one in here. Mostly I've got some gunmetal, silver, and brown. But I use the brown quite a bit, I think. Can't tell if, I think that's one, yep. I may have to break down and buy me some more of the well, this one, that's got a little bit of a break in it. Let's, where is my other, well, oh, I see. It fell down beside my work table. These are just slightly too big of a break, so I'm just going to close that up just a little bit more, and we'll put a pin through that and put a pin right through that hole. And there's one. Now this key, and several of these keys, this one, that one, that one, that one, maybe that one, but I don't think so. That's all I see right off. I rusted myself using the, I did this like a couple of years ago. I think it's salt, maybe hydrogen peroxide. Don't remember the recipe. But anyway, and let it sit for a few hours. I did that one. But a lot of these keys I have bought at antique stores and stuff like that. And some of them I don't want to use in these projects, like that one. I mean, I love that little set. And some of them I don't mind using. Now, that's not a real key. That's, I mean, it's a key shape, and it might open something, but that's a Hobby Lobby fake key. And then I've got a few nice little old locks here, too. Another one that I actually like better. There's one. And there's one. Anyway, that key was made with that recipe. That if anyone is interested, I might can maybe find a link to it. I don't really want to do any more rusty keys at this time, but I could definitely maybe find the video I watched or one that would suit. Okay, so there's that little one. Now this one I hadn't done yet, but let's see, what was I going to do with this? I was going to put, like this one, I just put a brad and put just a little bit of glue on this back side to hold it, but I'm going to start with a little dab of glue of this high-powered glue, that's what I'm calling it. Now this, of course, is a real key, and I have a friend of mine who comes over and crafts with me every once in a while, and she sent me a message the other day, and she said, "Do you want some old keys?" And I said, "Sure." But she's been sick, so we haven't got to get together yet. Let's see, I think I want that. This piece of fabric has a wrinkle in it, and I think I want it on the front. So, get it in half here, like so. Sorta. Okay. Now, get a bulldog clip and go ahead and clip it, and then that way it's where it needs to be. Get a little hole punch up here as far as I can get, and put a brad in it, and I'm going to put a brown one. I've got some that's copper colored, and sometimes it's hard to see the difference between the brown and the copper colored when they're all mixed together. Okay. I'll just be careful and not press this too hard like I did on another project the other day. I pressed it too hard and it squished it. Okay, now on this one, I'm going to put a hole. Yeah, okay, I do see it. It's like, did it even go in? But I do see it. And there. Now, I have these little earrings that I don't know what the metal is, but they're starting to get a patina on them. They're two little owls sitting on a branch, and one's further along than the other one. But I thought they'd be cute for a project like this, so this is what I'm going to use them for. And I'm going to see if I can find a couple of brown ones for this. I wonder how the gunmetal would look. I think I might actually go with the gunmetal one. The black kind of stands out a little bit. So we'll go with that. And now let's see if I can see that little hole there. Well, did I put it on backwards? It don't want to let's turn it over that way and see if that gives me what I'm looking for. Yeah, except I want my pen to turn the other way. Well, look at the stupid little thing. It's still turned backwards. There we go. Okay, it's turned right side now. Now, let's see if I can get this one to cooperate. I suppose on these I didn't actually have to have a hole punched, but well, these are just going to turn around whichever they want to, which I guess is kind of what owls do. So I'm going to leave the bulldog clip on that one. Now the last one is another safety pin, and I'm going to use, I wish I had more brass ones, but I know that I don't, so it's going to have to be brown. Yeah, somehow I've got brads over here. Alright, get back over there where you're supposed to be. Brad. Yeah, I don't see any more. I could use an old safety pin, but I've got a frog in my throat. I did try using some safety pins, but you got to get that little things down in that hole, and I don't have the patience for that. So now this fabric is different than that, and it's quite thick, so this will be just a regular putting a hole through it. Now this, I think this might have been on a necklace that I deconstructed, and this was something that hung down. Anyway, I thought that was really pretty with the leaves and the little piece of seashell. So we're going to open it just a little bit. Go. You know what? I am going to try to do a hole, because otherwise, the reason I did a hole was because the top, yes, hot dog, the top of the pen wouldn't fit without making a hole. That's why I made a hole. Okay. Alright, there's that one. And this one is supposed to hang like that, but that's really, really long. But actually, when you put the two together, it's about the same, so I guess that's what I'll do. So let's go up here. I think it's a little above it, but I'm not repunching it. It'll just have to work, and since it was a touch longer, I think it'll be fun. Come on now. There we go. Okay. That one's quite long. These would also work really good to put them on the top of the back of a spine if you wanted some bling on your spine. This is just a good way to put that on, and you could, with that, you could probably use a safety pin as well as gluing. You could glue the key on, or use a big brad to go through a hole. If most keys have a hole, and then maybe through the fabric as well. That one you'd have to think about and figure it out, but this probably would work pretty good on a spine. Some spinal bling, or the front of the book. So let me move this out of the way, and let me get them all back out here, and we'll look and see what we have created, and maybe get some ideas on what can be used as bling, and what can be you know, on the front, and what can be on the spine. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, that's a nice little assortment. I did do a lot of green, but part of that was because of the fabric, I think. But let's take a look a little closer. That's still, the glue's still a little bit wet, but it's just a piece of fabric over a key with a brad end to help hold it together, and a couple little holes, and an old pair of earrings that are starting to oxidize. So there's that one. Here's a black painted safety pin with a piece of fabric with a couple of kind of pinkish tinged, these are plastic little jewels, but that would be pretty on. I'm really liking the idea of the safety pin using it on a spine. This one's one of my favorites. I've always loved this, and so it's another safety pin. If you were doing a journal that had a lot of green in it, or was botanical, this would work really well for that. So there's a little piece of fabric with just a couple of deconstructed necklace pieces. This is another key with another piece of fabric and a brad. And like I said, these were on the collar of a camisole type shirt that I bought just to take these off of at the thrift store for like 50 cents. They weren't together. In fact, I can show you. Yeah, here I have a few more still in here. So they were hand sewed on, and I just took them apart and put them in there. So I like that one. I think it's supposed to be little Roman soldier heads or something. Anyway, some kind of head with a star. And then this one is done the same way with a piece of fabric on a rusty key with a brad. And this was a little piece of a necklace, and then this was, I think this came off of a necklace as well. And this has turned out to be one of my favorites. I love the green and gold earrings, and it's funny, even though yes it's a pair of earrings, it just looks right to me on this key. It don't look like, oh, that's a pair of earrings. It don't look like that to me. It looks like a piece of piece of bling. So I really like this one. This is my all-time favorite. Like I said, I found these, but I have some jars that are quite a bit bigger that I actually made myself. I'll get those and show you in just a minute before I turn the camera off. And then this one, I like this one. To me, has a nice clean look to it. I did this with a piece of ribbon, and then when I was cleaning up today, I must have tossed it. I'm not sure what I did with it. Anyway, I didn't have it to use in this, so this is the only one I have like this. But anyway, let me grab those other bottles and let me show you. So these are bottles that I bought at Hobby Lobby several years ago, and each one of them has dried flowers in. And I've got them on strings, but I've never actually done anything with them. And then these are little, I guess, flower bulbs. And they also got dried flowers in them. And I have somewhere I have a piece of paper that tells me what each one of them is, but I don't remember them all now. But anyway, this is just one of my drawers that I got stuff in to use at some point in time. Alright, I'll be right back. So yeah, I know this was a quick little project. But I've been wanting to make some jewelry bling some journal bling for a while. And so I thought this was just the perfect opportunity to make some. So that's what I've done. So if you have any old costume jewelry that doesn't really appeal to you, or you find a few things at the thrift store or yard sale or wherever that you can, break down, and like most of these earrings like this, I paid 50 cents a pair for, and back when I was working regular, I'd buy probably $10 to $20 worth of broken jewelry or the real thing, and just curl up the things every couple of weeks or so. So I've got plenty of old jewelry to play with. But anyway, that's enough of me rattling on. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon.